Hi, hello, friends. Welcome back to Night Court Narrative. I am Elvish. I hope you are doing absolutely well today. Today, we are discussing Something in the Walls by Daisy Pierce. And if you guys are new here, hi. Hello. Happy Halloween. Hi. I absolutely sound crazy doing that, but happy Halloween. As this video is being recorded, it is only September, and I cannot wait for Halloween. Oh my god, I cannot wait. But today we have Something in the Walls by Daisy Pierce. I'm gonna be so for real with you. This book, not much happened. Not much happened. This was one of my heaviest anticipated reads of this year. I did end up finding this book maybe around February, and I have looked at it for months and finally got around to reading it. And you know, it was actually very disappointing. I'm very, very sad. But either way, longest story short, I'm going to do a very quick summary. We have this girl in this town. Everyone thinks that she's possessed by a witch. We have a writer and a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist is the female main character. They come together. They kind of investigate a little bit. And that is what the story is about. But yeah, I did end up, I know I do ratings typically at the ending. I'm gonna go ahead and give the rating now. I did give this book a 2-star rating. I truly believe this book had so much potential, but unfortunately, as I mentioned, it was a complete letdown. You know, this book was honestly just a page with words, rather than it being actual plot, which really breaks my heart. You know, we spend the entire book wondering about this witch that's possessing Alice, which is the girl. I believe she's like a teenager. But we find our way to the end with absolutely zero clarity, no resolution, and no closure to what actually happened. It's as if kind of like the author forgot that she spent the entire book talking about this witch and then just left her out at the end. So to me, the ending was very lackluster. I still have no idea. Like, as I'm recording this video, I have no idea why there was a witch the entire book, because like I literally wholeheartedly mean we get no answers for this book whatsoever. The writing, it wasn't the worst, but it was pretty dry and, you know, incredibly bland from time to time. There wasn't really any substance to the writing, as well as any development as far as the characters or the plot go. So I don't really have too much to tell you, unfortunately. You know, once we are like actually there, I guess in the middle of the book, you know, where there's actually a little bit of plot, this little girl, Alice, she always talks about like not being able to really talk about her true feelings with the psychiatrist because the witch in the walls always hear her and they listen to her, and she's not allowed to really discuss anything. So that kind of like gets like some spooky vibes going, and I'm kind of feeling it. So we do see that there's like a little crack in the wall or whatnot, and she kind of subtly hints that the witch likes to stare at her throughout the night. And then even our female main character, we have her staying in this house so that she can like see the atmosphere with the girl and then with her family. And even in the middle of the night, you know, our female main character starts seeing shadows and starts hearing things. And that's good and all, because we originally start the book where it's all about this witch. We are very focused on this witch. This witch is possessing everyone, right? And then somehow, and I don't know how or where or who, when, why, what, Jesus, I have no idea. But we end up going from a witch to now ghost possessions, question mark, to then it being about supposedly, I guess, this random guy in the town was kind of a like groomer, and he kind of ended up like abusing little kids. And I'm going to go on a whim and say murdering them, and ends up blaming it on the witch, question mark. That's where I'm going with this, because honestly, like I said, this book gives absolutely zero clarity. It doesn't really tell you anything that happened, so I have no clue what the ending of this book was about. They literally was just like, okay, we're done, packed up, and they like drove across the state, basically, or the country, I guess, because it's in London. But it's in London. I think this one's in London too. But like, I'm just like, what the fuck happened? This book started off so strong, and I was feeling it. I was feeling the vibes, Mr. Krabs. I was going for it, man. We got some spoopy vibes, and like I said, the writing was honestly dry, but the author did a decent job at the beginning, with, you know, the spoopiness and like the setup for a really nice thriller was there, and I could definitely see the skeleton of what could be an amazing thriller, but the execution just was not it. And I really do wholeheartedly think that, you know, if the writer didn't forget that she was writing about witches, I really think that she just truly had no direction to go, and she just needed a deadline to meet or to be met, and so she just kind of threw words on a page, which that's literally what this book felt like. It just felt like words on a page and no depth or dynamic whatsoever. So that was kind of disappointing, but I don't know. It was a fun read. I don't think I'll ever recommend this book, unfortunately. You know, I always try and give authors benefit of the doubt, and I always recommend books, but I don't think this is one that I'll recommend. I honestly feel like with the topic at hand, or with the ending in mind, I really think it would just save you so much time not to read it, because you're not going to get any closure whatsoever. You're going to be left with way more questions afterwards than what you had during the book, and that's just not a vibe for me, honestly. I definitely want to know the ending, but I know I'm never going to get that, so I don't know. It was a very weird read. I definitely wanted to include a video about this, because I know, thinking about it, you're probably like, okay, well, you have nothing for us. Why are you recording a video of it? Girl, I don't know. Like, fucking leave me alone. The fuck? Okay. Leave me alone. But no, like, I saw one TikTok video, and that should have already told me what I needed to know right there. But I saw one TikTok video, and they were like, oh my god, this is the best thriller of 2025, question mark? And I'm just like, ooh, like, first of all, the cover is gorgeous. The title is amazing. First of all, the title, as I mentioned, is Something in the Walls. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is in those walls. We don't ever discover what is in those walls. But, the title, the cover, everything just screamed amazing thriller, so I definitely wanted to give it a chance. And maybe I influenced someone's TBR here. Maybe you take it off, or maybe, you know, you're interested in perceiving this book your own way, and so maybe I influenced someone with their TBR with this. But I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't really have much for y'all, so I don't know. I wish I had a better book for Halloween for you guys, but I don't know. Have you guys read this book? Have you even heard of this book? What did you guys think? Are you going to read it now? Are you not going to read it now? I have so many questions. Literally, this is only a third of the questions I actually have, because what even happened? What happened in this book? I need answers. Holy shit. But yeah, if you guys end up reading this book, definitely let me know what you think. If you loved it, let me know. If you hate it, let me know. I have feelings about this book, and I don't necessarily know if I'm upset or just done. But it's okay. But yeah, if you guys are watching this, obviously that means you guys are home. You guys are being safe. If you do end up going out, by all means, like I said, please be safe out there. People people get crazy. The world is crazy right now, and I definitely want you guys to keep your safety top priority. If you guys are parents or newer parents and you're going trick or treating, definitely keep an eye out. I hope that you and your family are safe tonight, and I hope you guys have a very fun time trick or treating. And yeah, I hope you'll have a good day. Bye, y'all.